Welcome back. Don't have a lot planned for today. I've been quite busy. We're having year end at work and also inventory time. So I kind of chewed up a bit of my time and tired from that after a 15-hour day. And also this weekend we had a birthday party to go to for one of our friends' kids. Two of the cutest kids you ever saw in your life. Can't say no to something like that. So anyway, today all we're doing is we're going to pull the filter for the Case-O-Matic drive, and we're also going to pull the filter for the rear transmission because it does have the two separate transmissions as tractor. So drain the fluids, pull the filters, flush them out, and go from there. So that's all there is to the filtering system for the Case-O-Matic drive. Kind of an odd element. It's almost like a Scotch-Brite pad that's a little bit more rigid. And the housing for the suckers, just a 1/4 inch thick of cast steel. Can't believe they made them that heavy back then. Other than that, good shape. We'll be popping a new element in there, and need a new gasket. Kind of rip that, getting it apart. I see there's an O-ring on here, but then a gasket as well. So let's see the O-ring doesn't go past the inlet for the cooler. So as this filters as it cools on this system, so I'm gonna have to go through this and wash it real good. But yeah, just got to replace the element. Replace the gasket. Now we'll take you over the tractor and show you the inside. So here we are looking into the housing for the Case-O-Matic drive. It's kind of hard to see in there. You can definitely see not all the fluid has come out. There's this bump it's kind of a bump there in the middle, and the tractor's actually leading to this one side. So there is about a 1/4 inch of fluid left in there. So I'm going to get a little vacuum pump. I'm going to suck that all out the best I can. I know I'm not going to be able to get in there with the camera
the light and the vacuum pump, so it's going to be something I have to do off camera. But anyway, looks pretty good in there. No rust, no pitting. There's the dampener plate and the shaft coming through. It looks pretty clean. I'm happy. So we'll get in there, we'll vacuum that all out, then we'll put some good fluid in there, and we'll suck that out as well too. Just try to flush it. Then we'll move on to the transmission itself. Do the same thing there, dump that, flush that, and then hopefully I get an injection pump kit in here soon. It's been a week now and have no word yet. So hopefully I get that kit soon and we can get this running, get all this fluid circulating, and then flush it one more time. So now we're gonna pull the rear transmission filter out, which is right in here. But before I do that, I'm gonna clean up, not all of it, but I'm gonna clean up around here, get some of the leaves and twigs out of the way, just to make it a little more accessible and no more dirt gets in there. And I'm gonna clean this PTO shaft, and this is actually just an extension. I'm gonna see if I can pop that roll pin. There's a roll pin through there. Pop that out for the time being. Might even leave it out permanently. The extension of this PTO is only there to run the hydraulic pump off the old farmhand. If you watch the first video, that's the big machine that was around this that we took off. So clean it up, pop off the PTO shaft, and then open up that hydraulic filter housing. Ooh, that's coming out pretty quick. And I only have a small pan. Alright, even though the transmission and the Case-O-Matic drive have a tube that joins the two together, I don't know why there was only water in the Case-O-Matic drive. This fluid's coming out fairly clean. And I do want it all out. There we go. Because I want to change that filter, but it's actually quite clear. And that was it. So no, she was just about empty. Anyway, so here's the plug. It is a magnetic plug, and there's a bunch of crud on the end of it here. So we're gonna get a piece of nice white paper towel and see if any of this is metal or is it just light sludge that's been working its way through the system. Let's see what we find in here. Hopefully nothing in the form of a chunk of metal. I think we're good. This is all just sludge, which I would piece of dirt there, which I would expect to see. So just fine metal particles, just from the last 60 years of this thing running. that's slowly built up in the oil and is stuck to this magnet. So that is perfect. So we're going to give this a better clean in the wash tank, and then it'll be good to go back in. And then we'll pull that filter out right there. Doesn't look too bad in there. There's the pickup on this side here, the pump. See, it has a secondary little screener on the bottom of it, just for big pieces that may make it in there. And the main pump comes down, I can't see if it is. It comes down to this tube, fills this chamber, then pushes through that filter. So it pushes to the inside of this filter, and then it just comes out through it all the way around. That's how it gets its volume. So anyway, it's actually fairly clean in there. Not too bad at all. So I'll let that drain there a little bit longer. I'm going to wash this filter because the first run I'm just gonna use it to flush the system. So I'll clean this filter with Varsol and put some pressure on it from the inside out, of course, to clean it, and then I'll install it again, and that'll be used just to flush the system. And once I flush it, dump all the transmission fluid, then when the new stuff goes in, it'll get a new filter. Hopefully the camera's picking this up good. On the inside of the filter, you see, it looks like glitter. That is actually all small metal flakes the whole way around the inside of it. Everything that it's picked up over the years or however long this filter's been in there. So it's definitely doing its job. So like I said, I'm going to rinse this out. Actually, I think I made a mistake. I think I told you I was going from the inside out. I'm not. Through this side, pushing the particles back into the center, because normally the oil goes in here and then out through the side. So I'm going to go from this side and force it in to try to get it all out. And like I said, it's only temporary. Just going to clean this filter so I can do the flush on the transmission. And then once it's flushed, when the new fluid goes in, it'll get a new filter. So that's it. Got my filter cleaned, the retainer cleaned. I just gotta make a new gasket to go around there. I'll do that when I make the one for the front. And that's gonna be it for today. Not a very exciting video here. Just the two fluids, front and back. But a necessity. Work's been busy, so I haven't had the time this weekend to really get on this to do anything big. Just a little bit of fluid changing. I am still at a loss for the injection pump rebuild kit. No word yet, and I was told they don't know when it's going to be here. So I'm getting a little worried about that. We're going to push ahead anyway. So next week, I think we'll put our belts back on. AC bit, or the power steering pump belt and the water pump belt. Throw the fan on. Assemble the radiator. We're not going to put that cowling and everything on completely, just enough to hold the rad in, because if it does, it does work good and there's no more leaks, then I want to get a good pressure wash in there and clean that all up. Again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.